Hey everybody, it's Kevin SD from Stamping Just for Fun. Christmas parties are coming up, and I like to give little treats to everybody that attends Christmas parties. And so I thought today I would get out my Snowman Season stamp set and my Snowman Builder punch and some pillow boxes and do a little bit of stamping and some coloring and make some really neat treat boxes. And I'm going to show you how quick and easy this is. Pillow boxes are available in the catalog as a standard item, and I'm going to use some of the Snowman DSP to decorate with. But first we need to do some stamping, and I want to show you a real quick way to use the stamp parts that come with this stamp set that work with this Snowman Builder punch. I'm trying to get that in the light so you can see it. The punch punches out all the individual parts and pieces. So you want to be able to line the stamps up with the punch, and there's a very, very easy way to do it. Earlier I was stamping and coloring some snowmen, and so what I did is I just took the punch and punched out the pieces, and then I took all of the stamps, and I'll do it here again for you so you can see. They're really on here. And I actually used a round punch just to give me some space below. And I took my stamps and I pushed them down into the holes, and they will fit with very little wiggle room. They're a nice tight fit because there is a border of rubber around the outside part of the image. Besides the part that actually stamps, there is a border there. So you just push these all down into the hole like so. And you make sure they're down in there good. Fighting with this one little snowman arm. Get in there. They're a tight fit, those two arms are. Turn this around. Okay. And once they're all in there and positioned where you want them, then you just pick it all up on your block. And now when I stamp, I get just like this, and it will exactly match the punch layout. So after I've colored them all in, and I'm ready to build my snowman, one punch, there are all his pieces. That's funny. You also get a nose, but there was no stamp for the nose. So I'm not sure what that piece is for. I leave his nose as he is on there. Okay, so we have our stamp set up. We have some pieces, but I want to do some coloring. I want to show you how easy it is to color these snowmen with the blends. If you haven't experienced the blends, they are a wonderful product. They're alcohol markers. They work fantastic for coloring this kind of stuff. Very easy, very fast. There is no fuss or muss about this at all. So I'm just going to stamp myself a couple of snowmen here. Just like that. And I'm going to grab another block quickly because I also want to do this little snowman. We're going to do him on another project that goes along with this. Well, a different version of, I guess I should say. It's not another project. I'm going to decorate my pillow boxes two different ways. We'll get him inked up. There we we go. And I'm just going to put him there. We'll only need one of that one right now. Okay. Now for the coloring. I find coloring very relaxing. I am using, and you can use any colors you like, but these are ones that I happen to have. These are all light blends, by the way. I'm using Seaside Spray. And I find the Seaside Spray is not quite gray, not quite blue, and it is excellent for just applying a little bit of a shadow on the edge of your snowman. And you don't have to be too darn exact. It is actually better to be a little shaky and a little wobbly, because you want the snowman to appear as if he was rolled out of real snow, which is not perfectly round. There. Done. That was simple. Noses, carrots, in orange. I'm using pumpkin pie for this. That wasn't complicated. I am using Light Poppy Parade for the holly berries on Mr. Snowman's hat. Okay. I am using dark, oh, I do have a dark. Sorry, I thought I had my light. Old Olive for the holly leaves on the hat. Simple, just tiny little bits. I'm going to go over to the snowman here. The brim of his hat and his scarf. I am using Flirty Flamingo. And I'm going to do the whole thing in Flirty Flamingo. The brim and the scarf. I'm hoping you can see this and that the shadows aren't too bad here. Just going to go over the whole thing like that. Okay. And then I'm going to go back to my Light Poppy Parade, and I'm just going to do the stripes on his scarf and hat right over top, because they're blends. They blend. There we go. And then for the top part of his hat, I'm doing Purple Posy. There we go. That snowman is done. This one over here, we need to do his, what did I decide? Yes, the Purple Posy for his hat. Just like that. And I'm using the orange pumpkin pie for the brim. There we are. Cannot get much simpler than that. So, just move my other snowman pieces out of the way here. Let's punch this one. There we go. I have all the pieces for that snowman. And I'm bringing back in my 2 1/4 inch round punch. And I am punching out this snowman in my 2 1/4 inch round punch. Now, I'll keep those there so that we can see them. I'm going to get a little bit of glue. And I am just going to give a tiny little dab of glue. I think my glue is stuck. This is the glue that ran out in my last video. Okay. Always have fresh glue on hand. So a little dab of glue there and a little dab of glue here. And we're just going to attach those arms. One there. for his hat. I'm just going to slide that around a little bit, spread the glue, and I'm just going to put it on a bit of an angle. Okay, there. So we'll leave that. Now, for my round one, I also took my nested circles and did one just a little larger than my 2 1/4, so I'm going to guess that that's probably a 2 1/2 inch circle. And I cut that out of the real red, and I'm just going to adhere that on here, like that. Add a little bit of contrast. Okay. So we'll set those aside for a minute to dry, and we're going to go to our pillow boxes. And out of the designer series paper, I've cut 2 pieces that measure, poor old marked up ruler, 3 inches by 6 inches. So if you cut a strip out of the 12-inch piece at 3 inches wide, you'll get 2 pieces out of it. And then I scored 1.5 inches in from each end. Okay, and that just helps me to be able to wrap it around the pillow box. And I'm going to do one that way, and I'm going to do one this way. And I'm just going to go like this. And you will notice that when you wrap them around, they don't quite meet at the back. I could have cut a 7-inch piece and wrapped it over, but then you're left with a scrap, and nobody looks at the back anyway, so I'm not worried about that at all. I'm all about getting as many somethings as I can out of my paper without having a bunch of scraps left over that I end up putting in my scrap bucket and then having to figure out what to do with another time. So I'm okay that there is a little bit of a line across the back. It doesn't bother me at all. Okay, and we'll do this one this way around. Just get it centered there. Apply a little bit of glue here. This is so easy. I'm going to have like 50 of these made this afternoon for a Christmas party that's coming up. Adults like these just as much as kids like these, especially when you fill them with candy. Okay, then, Mr. Snowman. We are going to put a couple of dimensionals. Actually, I'm only going to put one dimensional on, right in the middle, because when these pop open and they're curved, if you have too many dimensionals, your snowman's going to curve. If you just put, it would help if I peeled back off, wouldn't it? If you just put one, then he'll really pop up 3D off the edge. Okay, so that's what we're going to do with him. For my round one, find my top and bottom. There, I'm going to use my fingers so I know where my top and bottom is. And I am going to put 2 dimensionals on from side to side. There we go. Because, again, when it pops open, I don't want my top and bottom to be stuck. And I am going over the edge, but I'm being careful not to go too far beyond the edge of the curve. There we are. Okay. Now, we need a couple of tags of some sort. So let's go back to our stamp set. I love this. Let it snow. I mean, they're snowmen. Why not? Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. So let's get that. Let's have some block. Get some paper here. Some real red ink. And I'm going to make sort of flaggy strips out of this, so I'll go there, give myself a little bit of room, I'll go there. Run that down with the paper trimmer. Like that. There we are. And right about there. Don't you like my measurements? Right about. We'll do it right about there. And then we're gonna flag like that. Perfect. I cut to the middle so I give myself a spot to aim for from the corner, and then at least I know that I'm going to hit the middle on roughly the same angle on both ends. Perfect. Okay, and we're just going to put a little bit of glue right along the middle, tuck them under there like that, and a little bit of glue right along the middle here, tuck him in there. Okay, and now the fun part. So pop this open. We push in the back one, and we fold over the front one. Do the same here. Fold over the front one. Okay. Then we need the candy. Gotta have hollyberry candy. Hollyberry candy, if you can get it at your bulk candy store, tastes like Christmas. The green ones are peppermint, the red ones are cherry, and the white ones, I don't know how to describe it. The white ones taste like Christmas. It is not a flavor that I can name. It tastes like Christmas candy. There, look how easy, and what a fantastic quick little treat to make for your guests at your Christmas party. Okay, insert applause here. Now we're going to move on and do another one. These little gable boxes are presently on the clearance rack, I believe. They're getting rid of them. I don't know why they're getting rid of them. I love them. I think they're fantastic little boxes. And I'm going to show you two ways that you can decorate them. Right out of the package, they had them in silver and they had them in sparkly white. Right out of the package like that, you just have to pop it open, fold all the flaps and everything in, and you end up with a box. You can. These measure 4 inches by 2 inches. So if you cut a 12-inch strip of designer series paper at 1/8 less than 2 inches, so that would be 1 7/8 wide, and then instead of cutting a 4-inch strip, you do 1/8 less than 4 inches, so 3 7/8, and you need 2 of those. That's 1 for each of the long sides. And then 1 7/8 by 1 7/8 for the ends, and glue those on. We're going to have a cute little box. So let's just do that. And these go together in mere moments. They are such a good value and such a handy product. Stampin' Up! I wish you would please reconsider and bring them back. I have used these and decorated them with any of the Valentine's themed papers. I have done them for birthdays. I have done them for baby showers. I have done them when we had Celebration last year and we had butterfly paper. I did them in butterflies for somebody. They are just such a versatile product. So please, 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 please bring them back. Don't get rid of them. Maybe there's going to be something even more exciting in the next catalog, I don't know, that's going to replace these. I also love the little clear 2x2 boxes that they have. You can do exactly the same thing. You can cut 1 7/8 by 1 7/8 pieces, squares of paper, and stick them on the outside part of the little clear box, and they make a wonderful treat box. Okay, so then it's just a matter of folding all the flaps, getting them used to folding. And there is a methodology to closing these up quickly and easily. And that is, you take the biggest flap first, and that goes in. Then the 2 outside ones. And once you've done that, this one with the tab on it just pushes in and locks. That's it. You don't have to glue a thing. Then you do the same on the top. Just make sure everything is pushed in. Get rid of the little punch outs. These ones sort of fold in, and as you push them in, you'll actually fold this part back, which is the way it has to go. Okay. And then we need to put something inside of them. 1 second. If you have Lindt chocolates, Lindor chocolates, they fit just perfectly. I have these sort of fake Costco Lindors. And let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 will fit in there just perfect. And then you just push the 2 front and back tabs and lock the little side ones over. And look at that. Tie it off with a little piece of ribbon and grab my other snowman here. Come, Mr. Snowman. Let's put you together, and we're going to put Mr. Snowman on the front. So again, a little dab of glue for each arm, and one for his hat. I love these snowmen. Obviously you can see this one when I was designing. I used a scrap of paper. I had already stamped some Christmas stuff on the back, but it doesn't matter. Nobody's going to see that. And we'll put a couple of dimensionals on here. And stick them on there like that, and then I'll make up a tag with "Let It Snow" or "For You." So there's that. Now this one, I want to show you what I did with this. These boxes can be embossed, which then you don't have to use any designer series paper or anything. This is the tin tile embossing folder, and I'm going to show you how to do that because it is pretty awesome. So it does require that you have either patience or a heat gun and something to pry with, and it's not difficult. Got my little heat tool here. You have to find the end where it's glued together, and because I'm right-handed, I'm gonna have it so that it's This end is glued over top of the flap here. I want to be able to reach in here. And I'm going to plug my heat gun in. And all I'm going to do is heat this joint for about 15 or 20 seconds. And I'm just going to slide my tool underneath. Comes right apart. Doesn't even really ruin the glue. It's still a little tacky. That's okay. Okay. And we need our embossing folder. And the first thing we have to do is break the other fold, because I want to do half and half. And as it comes apart, you've got not quite half and you've got more than half. So we're going to break that fold. And I'm going to do half in the embossing folder and the other half in the embossing folder. To do this half, I do have to fold this little tab in, as otherwise it won't quite go all the way in. You'll only emboss to about here. I am not concerned about the bottom, because the bottom you're not going to see. I want to make sure that my handles get fully embossed, and the embossing image part doesn't go all the way to the edge. So I'm just pulling it down, making sure that I've got as much of it in there as I can. Okay, I'm going to bring in the big shot. This is a little thicker than normal, and so you will have to play with your, I'm only using one plate on top. I have my tabs open on mine, so I'm only using the base plate, but I am using a single layer shim of cardstock because it wasn't quite enough without that. And you'll know if it's enough when you have to crank a little bit, but it should not be hard. Once it's through that first bit, the rest of this should be easy. If you're having to crank hard, then something's wrong. You've got too much in there, and you risk breaking your big shot. There we go. Okay, now I'll turn it around, and I'll do the other end. And what I'm looking to line up here is where on the embossing folder there's sort of there's a grid of lines. I'm looking to line that up on this second piece so that it looks about the same. You can really only see only two sides of this at any given time, but it's nice to have it line up, at least to look like you did on purpose. We'll roll that half through. Again, you just want to be very careful. Make sure that you're not forcing anything through. And voila! I have a beautifully embossed box. I hope you can see in the light how nice that tin tile texture is to it. Okay, and then I'm just going to fold it back the way it was before. I'm going to use a little strip of tear and tape. You could glue it, but tear and tape is instant and really good and sticky, so you don't have to worry about your box coming apart. I am going to burnish that down well. Peel off the backing, fold my flap over, and just stick it right to it. I know everything's all lined up, and now I can put my box together. So again, big flap first, little flap second, a flap with the tab, and it just pushes in and locks. And my box is ready to be filled up with treats. I will probably do like I did with my first one, my sample, and put a little snowman on it. the little scarf piece that's on here comes from the Snowman embellishment kit, which is in the holiday catalog, and it came with some snow, some washi tape that has glitter, some little noses, coal and arms, and it came with felt pieces that have hats, mitts, and scarves. And I'm using those in other projects, but I thought it would be pretty cool to add a little pop of red color to this, and so I put a scarf on my snowman. So there we are. Real easy, fast way to make treat containers and whatnot for any of your holiday Christmas parties. I hope that you have an opportunity to maybe pick some of these items up off of the sale rack before they're gone. The pillow boxes are in the annual catalog. The Snowman suite is still available as far as I know. The Snowman season stamp set and the DSP. Otherwise, you can use this for any season. Like I say, I've decorated before for Valentine's Day. I've done it for birthdays. Just a fabulous little product to use for party favors. And don't forget to pick up some candy to put in them. Okay, that's it for today. See you again next time.